Today we're gonna be talking about the biggest turning point in wrestling history. From one of the best matches the sport has ever seen to this very day, to the biggest moment of the era, WrestleMania 3 set the gold standard that every single event after it would try to reach. But before we start talking about WrestleMania 3, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. I'm new around here, so doing any or all of those would really help me achieve my dream. Thank you. WrestleMania 3 would be set in the Silverdome in Michigan, and it would have the attendance of 93,000+ people, breaking the record for the highest ever indoor attendance, taking the record away from the Rolling Stones. But according to modern analysis, this number was closer to 78, 79,000, but you know WWE, they have to overhype everything, and it was just an event for the crowd. That's it. The wrestlers would also be carried to the ring in this kind of cart that looked like a mini wrestling ring, which was pretty funny. Now, because I don't want this video to go on for too long, because I know there are gonna be one or two matches I'm gonna be talking a lot about in the future, I'm gonna be talking about some of the other matches a little bit quicker. So let's start us off with the Can-Am Connection versus Morocco and Bob Orton. And this was a pretty good match, a tag team match, nothing too special. The Can-Am Connection wins, and that's about it from this. Next match would be Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules Hernandez, and this match would be okay, nothing too special, nothing bad. It would tell a story of the full Nelson, and unfortunately it would end in a double countout, which I'm never really a fan of. I don't like it when matches end like that, but every single WrestleMania, I think WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2 also had a double countout, so I'm not really sure here. Again, pretty decent match, just not a fan of the countout. And also, post-match, Hercules would hit Billy with a chain strapped around his wrist, and that's it. Next, we would get a match which I really don't want to talk about, which is a King Kong Bundy would be paired up with Little Tokyo and Lord Littlebrook versus Little Beaver, Heidi Kid, and Hillbilly Jim. I'm not really gonna talk much about this match. I don't really like talking much about matches like these. I don't like watching them. The matches with people with dwarfism are never really my thing. Even with Hornswoggle, yeah, they could be funny sometimes, and you could see that he was actually having fun, not being demeaned, but it still never really felt right. So all you need to know is that King Kong Bundy lost, and that's about it. His friends turned on him, and that's the end of the match. Next match was between Junkyard Dog and the King, and this was a match to see who is going to be the king of WWE, or I guess WWF at the time. And what would happen is Junkyard Dog would lose the match, he would show some courtesy to the King and then take a chair, and he would hit the King with it, and that's about it. Again, nothing too special. Dream Team versus the Rougeau brothers would be our next match, and this would be an okay match. The finish would be really stupid because the Dream Team would win because the ref was being stupid, and although he can see that he has to do a 3 count, the two other guys would start fighting and he would go ahead and break them up instead of just performing the 3 count and ending it there. Again, pretty stupid, but that's it. The retirement match of Roddy Piper would be next, and he would be up against Adrian Adonis, and this wouldn't, of course, be his final retirement. This was kind of just for a little bit. He wanted to go into acting, and that's it. And this match would actually be for their hair. The loser would have to shave their hair. Again, really funny, and the crowd was really electric. The match was really good, and Adrian Adonis at one point would let go of the sleeper hold too soon, and Brutus Beefcake would come out to help Roddy Piper because, I don't know, Brutus Beefcake I'm pretty sure was a heel at this time. I'm pretty sure I saw him in a previous match with Greg Valentine, and that was really funny. Yeah, he was a part of the Dream Team, and I'm not sure why he would be helping out Roddy Piper. Maybe they were friends or something, and the crowd cheered him. Again, I don't know what happened after this. I'm not really sure, but whatever did, I'm sure it was fine. Really fun match again, and Adrian Adonis would have to shave his hair, thankfully. A 6-man tag team match would be coming up next, and this one would be between Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation versus British Bulldogs and Tito Santana. The entire story was about Danny Davis, who was a referee back in the day, and Tito Santana would lose the belt when he was the referee, with the referee screwing him over, and also the Bulldogs lost their titles when he was refereeing because he screwed them over, and now he's aligned himself with the Hart Foundation because he got banned from refereeing forever, for life. or at least according to the story. And yeah, this match would be kind of okay. Danny Davis, you could see that he wasn't necessarily a big in-ring worker. It was just kind of funny, and they would hit him with a pile driver, a suplex, a power slam, and he would just take too long with everything he was doing. And then we would have the anvil of the Hart Foundation coming, helping Danny Davis, and Davis would cover Davey, and they would win the match. Again, pretty fun match. I recommend you to go and watch it if you just want to watch some matches from here. This was a really fun one. Nothing too special, but nothing too bad either. Koko B. Ware would be making his WrestleMania debut in the next match, and he would be up against Butch Reed. And Koko B. Ware, as all of you know, pretty much a big legend of the game, and he was really fun to watch in the ring in this match as well, but he would lose. Butch Reed would win with a handful of tights. That's it. Now we would get the WrestleMania match that defined all WrestleMania matches going forward. The match that is on everyone's Mount Rushmore of WrestleMania or even wrestling matches. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man for the IC Championship. And this match, it's just so good. It's super good. It's a technical masterpiece. It really is. Everything they do, it's as smooth as butter. Like, it's really unbelievable. The things they are doing, the false finishes. I think I counted 21 false finishes in this match, which usually you don't get that many. You would get a couple, especially during this era, and this one had 21 false finishes. And all the moves, the finishes, I guess spins, were different basically every single time. Sometimes it would be a roll-up, sometimes it would be like place hands on your hands. It was just always different. It was really brilliant, and you could see that they spent a lot of time on this match. And there's reports saying that they spent a month just choreographing this match, and which was a wild thing at the time, because up until that match, because that match changed everything. Up until that match, basically the only things that were scripted were who's gonna win the match and maybe certain spots, but that's it. This was one of the first, if not the first match that had the entirety of the match written out. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in one interview said it had 25 pages. Do you know how wild that is? 25 pages. Actually unbelievable. Again, the match, if you haven't seen it, you have to go and watch it. It's just a piece of wrestling history that every single wrestling fan has to watch. And if you're worried about it being an older match, maybe not holding up to the modern standards, no, this holds up. This really holds up, because these two wrestlers were some of the best wrestlers of the era, some of the most technical wrestlers, and they were high-flying. They would go up to the top rope. Everything was really good, and both of these guys were really good at selling as well, which, watching these early WrestleMania matches, a lot of the selling was just, prime Roman Reigns during his babyface era selling, when he would just be like, that's it. That's basically most of the selling in this era. It doesn't look realistic at all. Whereas these two guys, I'm like, is he alive? Whenever something would happen, I would be like, oh snap, that's bad. That looks really bad. So yeah, really recommend you go and watch this one. It still holds up, still amazing as ever. Please go watch it. Next up, we would have Jake the Snake Roberts versus Honky Tonk Man, and it was an okay match. Jake Roberts is really good. I forgot how good Jake Roberts was. He was really good in the ring. And also Honky Tonk Man would win, so yeah, what happens. They would pull out the snake, of course, because we always need to get a snake, and that's about it from this match. Nikolai Volkov and Sheiky Baby would be next up, and they would be fighting the Killer Bees. It was a decent match. The match would end in a DQ because of Jim Duggan, who was in the ring with a 2x4, and he would hit the Iron Sheik, making the Killer Bees lose for whatever reason. He wasn't even a part of the match. He was just there to make sure that Nikolai Volkov doesn't sing the Soviet national anthem. It's an okay match, nothing too special. I hate finishes like this, but Yeah, I'm sure something good happened of it later on. Now, before we get into the main event, I just want to shout out some of the most, commentary quotes I got from this match. I'm gonna do a top 3, there's way too many. So my top 3 include, he should be suspended for this. It's that Latin temper of his. I don't like midgets, end quote. The moon is full, and so am I. I have to go and get with Moolah. I don't know why, but that last one, I have to go and get with Moolah, is just super, super funny to me. I love it, I love it. The main event would feature one of the greatest moments of professional wrestling ever. This was the moment that really put professional wrestling on the map. And you all know what I'm talking about. It's Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. For years up until this point, even at Wrestlemania 1, I believe it was, Andre the Giant would never be slammed. Wrestlemania 1, he had a match against Big John Studd. It was Big John Studd, and he would have a match against him, and it would be for slamming. If Big John Studd could slam Andre the Giant, he would win. But he couldn't. Nobody could slam Andre the Giant. And when Hulk slammed him, the roof blew from the building. Like, everything went insane. And I get it, I get it, I get it if you really don't like this match, because the match in and of itself is really bad. I've seen a lot of reports saying that it might be the worst match of all time, if not the worst, top 10 worst matches of all time. This match is always included. But this match wasn't about a technical masterpiece. It's Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. That's not supposed to be a technical masterpiece, not at all. It's just a exciting match, it's a moment. It's the Giant versus the biggest guy in the company, that's it. That's all that mattered. And they delivered on that. They really did deliver on that. The one gripe I really have with this match is the bear hug. I hate bear hugs. I think it's the worst move in all of professional wrestling. It doesn't look good, not good at all. It lasts for way too long. I think in this match it lasted for like 3 minutes. Hogan was in a bear hug. Again, not a great move, not a great move. But yeah, I have to repeat this. It's not about the match, it's about the moment. Wrestling is all about the moments. You've seen so many wrestlers say that, and that's true because this moment defined wrestling during this era. It finally put wrestling on such a large map that no one could believe it. Like, my father, I live in bumfuck nowhere, Europe, like middle of Balkans. No one watches wrestling around here. My father, who was born in 1980, knows about this moment. People in Yugoslavia at the time were talking about Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant and couldn't believe it. Just imagine how wild that is. My father was a boy at this time and he still remembers that to this day. And that was in the middle of Yugoslavia. This is not like the US we're talking about, not even the UK, not even Germany. Yugoslavia. Do you know what Yugoslavia was during that time? So yeah, this match really defined an era. A really bad match, but a really big moment, and that's what it was all about. People loved it. People talked about it. It put wrestling on a map never seen before. Now, in conclusion, I would like to say that WrestleMania 3 was much better than WrestleMania 2 and that whole mess. And if you want to see me talk about that as well, please make sure to click this video right here.